Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Yamaru Senpai and welcome to a very brand new video. It's been a very long time since I've actually made a video just talking about something, and I figured I'd just do that today. Since morning I wanted to draw something and make a video out of it, a speed draw video, and put it on YouTube, but I can't seem to find a good subject to finally put my pencil on. So I just thought that I'll make a video stating one of the problems that artists of my sort usually encounter, and when I say artists of my sort, what I'm referring to is artists who use the freehand drawing technique. Now, before I discuss the problems of the freehand drawing technique, let me give you a little introduction of what the freehand drawing technique actually is. So, by definition, it's basically freehand. Like, you are drawing by using instruments, but like an instrument, a medium, like a pencil or a pen or whatever it may be, but you're essentially drawing without any guides. Like, you don't have a ruler, you don't have shapes, you don't have those fancy circles for a circle for the head and then two small circles for the eyes, and then a vertical line, a horizontal line dividing the eyes and the nose, and stuff like that. You're just freely drawing. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Now, the number one problem that most people who use the freehand technique encounter is the proportions, because essentially we're not using any kinds of guides. So getting the proportions down right just by looking at something and then trying to get the same thing out in the paper is really difficult, unless you've got experience, and experience just basically comes from a lot of practice. Now, what I'm saying when it comes down to the proportions when you're freehand drawing is suppose you are drawing the face of an anime character, and now you draw the eyes. The most difficult thing that comes down to is drawing the face around the eyes. You kind of have to measure the proportions, the difference in width between the eyebrows and the forehead, or the eyebrows and the mouth and the chin, and so on and so forth. So this is where a lot of people get frustrated. They attempt to make a drawing out of something by using the freehand technique. I mean, a complete novice who doesn't have any knowledge about art is usually going to try the freehand technique, and they usually don't even know that what they're doing is the freehand. So the first time they do it, and then the proportions get all messed up, the sketch isn't light, it's dark, and it's really hard to erase, and you kind of get frustrated by looking at what you've produced. I mean, this is what happens in most of the cases, not in all of the cases, and then people tend to give up what they're doing. But the essential part about this is that you shouldn't really give up on the first try. In fact, you should never really give up. You should just keep trying until you get it right. And the part about me saying that you get better at freehand drawing through experience is that when you've essentially done so much of freehand drawing, your brain is kind of used to getting the proportions down. When you look at an image, your brain kind of automatically is able to estimate how much of a distance you gotta give between each line, or each input that you're putting in through your medium, your pencil or your pen or whatever that is. And it just comes with practice. I mean, you can't really get it down on the first day. In fact, most of the expert freehand artists that I've known, these guys can freehand draw a realistic portrait of a person, and it's flawless. It's almost like you got a photograph, taken out of a camera or something like that. And these people, they've been essentially drawing for most of their lives, and they do encounter these bad days where one drawing video just goes wrong, like, you know, not a video, sorry, like a drawing, it just goes wrong. Like, no matter how much they try, they can't get the proportions right, they get frustrated, and you know, that's what happens. But the key is to not give up. You're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days. You can't really be producing masterpieces every day, and it's really insane, like, to produce masterpieces every day. I mean, I don't think that's practical, but then yeah, it could be possible. I mean, if you're like insanely addicted to drawing, like, it's, you know, it's probably the only thing that you do the whole day. So that's describing a few of the problems that I encountered. Now, the next problem with freehand sketching is that, well, it takes a lot of time. I mean, compared to people who use guidelines and shapes and references and stuff like that, freehand drawing can take a lot more time. I mean, essentially, if you've used guidelines or shapes or, you know, assistance through whatever means, you kind of get the drawing down fast, like you can finish it fast. But with freehand drawing, you know, you're always estimating, you're always calculating, you're trying to get it right. If it's not right, you're trying to erase, you're trying to, you know, get it right again, and stuff like that. So the fastest that I've seen, I mean, the faster you do it, the more probable it is that you're gonna like screw up your artwork. Like, it's not gonna be right. So what I want to say is that whenever you draw something, you always take your time. Like, you shouldn't be at a bar for time. Like, okay, I got 1 hour, so I'm gonna finish this portrait in 1 hour. You know, it doesn't really work out that way. You gotta take your time, you gotta try, and as long as you're getting it down as good, I mean, as close as possible to what you're trying, then it's okay. Like, you're gonna be happy at the end, you know, even if it takes about 2 hours. It's better to be happy at the end of 2 hours than frustrated and miserable at the end of 1 hour, which is gonna carry forward to your next attempt. You know, and the next time you try, you're gonna be thinking, oh no, you know, I did this the last time and I kind of screwed it up. So yeah, so to skip that, you just take your time, be patient. Another problem that I usually experience, and this is not connected to freehand drawing in particular. In fact, it doesn't have anything to do with freehand drawing, but it does have something to do with drawing in particular. So this is about the pencils. Like, you know, if you know, thank God for these people who invented the mechanical pencil, where you know, you get a mechanical pencil which has got graphite leads or charcoal leads, depending on the medium you use. When you use a standard, traditional, normal graphite pencil, the problem that you get with it is that, you know, the more you use it, the more dull it gets. Then you have to, you know, sharpen it, and when you draw, the line variation increases, or you know, varies with the amount of drawing you do, the amount of wear and tear on the nib, and the amount of sharpening. So thank God for these people who invented the mechanical pencil, as the mechanical pencil gives you a uniform thickness of the lead all throughout the drawing. You know, once it's done, you can just pop out whatever little is remaining and add in another lead and start again. So yeah, mechanical pencils are a great save. So that's about 3 of the most common problems I face while doing freehand drawing, and we've almost reached the 10-minute mark, and I don't want to make this video too long for you guys, so thanks for watching, and sorry I couldn't get out a new drawing video today. I'll probably have one out tomorrow, and have a great day, guys.